So while I'm doing my crochet here to get past this flattening row. Oh, I just did a half double. My bad. While I'm getting crocheting this round here, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to link the video on how I learned how to do the circle without a magic circle video in the eye in the corner, along with the video where I learned how to crochet amigurimi plushes. And you should definitely go check those out if you are a little bit new to amigurimi crocheting. Personally, amigurimi is not my favorite, but if I want to make a plushie, I will do it because it can be fun, and just for me, it's not quite as relaxing as crocheting on flat. I don't really know what that's called, just like not crocheting amigurimi, but just normal crocheting. Because you really have to pay attention to your, dude, I keep doing half double crochets. You really have to pay attention to your stitching here. Whereas when you are doing regular crocheting, it's a little more like there is a rhythm to it that you can just stay in, and you don't ever have to disrupt that rhythm. I will also, when we start doing embroidering, link that video in the eye in the corner, and all these videos will be down in the description below as well, if you want to check them out. Okay, so now you have done that row, and you should have ended with one single crochet in each stitch, the last two stitches. And now we are going to go ahead and slip stitch into there. And now we're going to do a round of single crochets for rounding it off. Just like so. It's a little bit tricky to get in there, but there's definitely a rhythm to it. Okay, so I did a round of single crochets. Now we're gonna go ahead and, oops, hold on. We're gonna go ahead and slip stitch into it, just like that. And now we're going to chain one and do our last round of flattening out, but it's not the same, so listen up. You're going to poke through your yarn here and do a single crochet in one each of the single crochets into the first 3 stitches. So just like that. And then in the 4th stitch, you put 2 single crochets. So it goes 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 2, just like that. So really simple pattern, and I will come back when we have finished this round. Alright, you guys, so now we are done with that row, and we're just gonna go ahead and slip stitch into this stitch right here. So poke it through. There we go. Now it's slip stitched. Now, if you want to make this a little bit bigger and wider, the how to crochet an amigurumi ball will be linked in the eye in the corner and the description below, as I said earlier in the video. And around the 5:35 point, she talks about making your ball a little bit bigger, so you guys can look at that if you're curious. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep my ball around this width, and to keep that I'm gonna do 3 rows of the single crochet, and then you slip stitch, and then you chain 1. So we're gonna go ahead and chain 1 and do a round of single crochet, and then slip stitch, chain 1, round of single crochet, and do 3 rounds of single crochets, and then I will come back with more information on how to finish up your ball. Okay, so I've done my 3 rows, and sorry about the scene change. I actually wanted to move outside for a little bit, also because my cat wanted to come outside. So we're just gonna slip stitch into the first stitch on here, pull it tight, and chain 1. I think we should do 1 more row of just the single crochets around, because the ball is looking a little flat. So yeah, let's just do 1 more row of these single crochets all the way around. Okay, you guys, so I did my extra row of single crochets, and we're just gonna slip stitch. Oop. Just like that. And now it's looking quite a bit more like a ball, which is good. Hopefully we can finish this before we run out of yarn. Anyhow, to decrease, since we finished before doing the single crochets doing 1 1 1 2, we're gonna this time go ahead and go 1 1 1, and I'm gonna call this kind of -2. So what you're gonna do, what you do to decrease is you go through the next stitch, pull your yarn through, go into the next stitch after that, and then pull the yarn through all the stitches. And that's just how you decrease. I'm gonna show you again. So do 1 1 1, and then -2. So go through, grab your yarn, go through the next stitch, grab your yarn, and pull through all of it. And that's just how you decrease in amigurumi. So let's do that row. Alright, so I'm done with that row, and I have done a slip stitch. So now we are essentially just mirroring what we did on this other side here. So that means we are going to just do a row of single crochets. Okay, so we are back in my room with Bob. I didn't want to bring him outside, just like he could get dirty. Okay, so I did my row of single crochets and I slip stitched. So now we are going to do the same thing we did on this side. So that means we're gonna go 1 1 -2. So yeah. Instead of 1 1 1 -2, it's 1 1 -2. So to do that, we're gonna go into here, grab yarn over, and pull through. So that's 1, and then 1, and now we're going to do -2. So to do -2, you pull through in the first stitch, and then you go into the second stitch and pull through again, and it creates 1 stitch. Oh shoot, I forgot to not to slip stitch, to chain 1. Don't forget to chain 1, you guys. Do not forget to chain 1. Alright, well, I guess this gives me another opportunity to show you guys how to do 1, 1, -2, because it is a little bit tricky. So in the first stitch, you're just going to do a normal single crochet. Boom. And same in the second stitch. But then, in our third stitch, you go through, pull some yarn, and then go through the fourth stitch, pull some yarn, and then pull through these other 2 loops. Ta-da! That's how you decrease. So I'll see you after this row. Okay, so I did my decreasing row. Oh my gosh, it looks interesting. But then I slip stitched, and now we are going to do a row of single crochets. I know it looks kind of just like flat right now, but you just gotta trust the process, and it'll like get all ball like when you stuff it. So yeah. And if again it looks kind of small, like look, this is the one I'm making, and this is Bob. Like, look at that. But Bob is with a heavier weight yarn and a larger hook. So yeah, you can also add more rows. I think I added more rows for Bob. I just can't remember. So yeah, this is Bob. So basically, I did my slip stitch. Now don't forget to chain 1, and you're gonna go into the single crochets. So just like that, pull through. Next one, pull through. Everyone here knows how to do single crochets. You guys got this. Okay, so now that we're done with the round of single crochets, we're going to decrease even more. So, see, you can see it's starting to look just like a ball, just like a little opening. And this will need to be stuffed.